Hi, I'm Tom Lammonby. I'm an all-rounder for Somerset County Cricket Club.
Slow ball dispatched.
As a kid, my dad came over from Australia to play cricket, so I've sort of just grown up around the sport, and sort of every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday, would just follow him around. So I still remember sort of the first few times I rolled through the gates here and saw the likes of Trez or whoever it may be, and almost just surreal a little bit playing for them now, but I still have those memories, as I said, from the first time I walked in. Every game you sort of play, you get nervous, and every time you make a debut or you play your first game, those nerves are heightened and you're definitely a bit more anxious. I'm sort of guilty of probably putting a bit too much pressure and expectation on myself coming into this year, and I think it just causes you not to relax, and that then in turn leads you to making rash decisions or being as comfortable with yourself. And I think for me, I want to be as relaxed as I can. I want to have fun as much as possible, and when I'm playing cricket, that's usually the case. However, when you do have a bad day or things aren't going your way, you think, why do I get paid for this? But you try and sort of block those thoughts out and just, as I said, have fun.
Cleverly played, very cleverly played.
We've got a sports psychologist who's always around and always available to speak to. With that as well, speaking to other past players, we're lucky enough to have some great mentors and some great overseas who've obviously experienced the highs of international cricket and succeeding, but have also been through the lows, and they can be quite dark times, and you almost put a lot of everything, well, especially myself, I put everything on myself and expect myself to do better or take all the responsibility on myself. But actually it's listening to people that have been through it, as I said, gives you a sense of relief and a sense that you're not the only one that goes through a bad patch or a tough time. It's everyone that is susceptible to them. You hear a lot of players talk about technique and ability, and the rest is mental and how you deal with different situations or different pressure environments. I remember this season especially sitting out and chatting to Devon Conway, one of our overseas, and he was just saying, look, you've worked so hard to get to the position you're in. Why would you change what you're thinking or your mindset, which has got you this far? It's just because it's a higher level or you're playing against a better opposition doesn't change the way you think. Something that's worked for me this year was working on my breathing, especially before going to bat, before bowling, before fielding, is actually taking a couple big deep breaths in, a couple big deep breaths out, and then focus on 2 or 3 key things that I want to do when I'm out there in the middle, which keeps it simple but also hopefully keeps me concentrated as well. I've sort of taken it a little bit into everyday life, and it was actually listening to sort of a podcast about breathing and sort of being in the moment, and I think that I give a lot to cricket, and actually sometimes I take that with me when I go home, or I'm still thinking about it the next day or a week later, whereas actually it's something I'm learning to do, but looking to have that off switch, or looking to maybe use breathing outside of cricket to just focus on having dinner with your family or going out for a walk. I'm not going to say that I'm sat here and I've worked out how to deal with all the nerves and pressure in cricket, because I haven't. For myself, I look to have fun and play a game, and when that happens, that's when I'm at my happiest and most relaxed, which obviously means, well, most of the time means it's a path to success.
Oh, that was just